Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie. Today's video is part of the Retro Potluck collaboration hosted by Tiffany from Small Town 6. I'm going to leave her channel linked down in the description box down below, as well as the playlist to all the other creators that are participating in this collaboration. All right, let's get into the video. For dinner tonight, I'm making the classic chicken pot pie. Now I know you've probably already seen this like a million times from other creators, and I think I've even done this on my channel before, but we're gonna go ahead and make it again. I've got my oven heating up to 425. It's kind of heating up right now. The only thing different I do is I make my own pie crust. However, you can use the Pillsbury refrigerated pie crust. They work just as good. I've even used the generic kind too. Works just as good. But anyway, so I'm going to get all of our ingredients prepped. I've got my chicken is already pre-cooked. I just pulled it out of the oven, and then I'm going to go ahead and chop it up. So one of the reasons why I chose chicken pot pie as my retro dish for this collaboration is because when I was a kid, my mom always worked nights, and so my dad and I, we would do a lot of frozen meals, and the only one that I can really remember doing was chicken pot pie. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was the Marie Callender's chicken pot pie, and it was one of my favorite dishes. So when I grew up, I wanted to know how to make this from scratch. And I can tell you what, it probably tastes a heck of a lot better than those frozen pot pies, but I still loved them nevertheless. So that is why I chose this one, is because my dad and I, we used to eat those ones a lot. And it's honestly the only thing that I can remember from my childhood of eating. I don't remember a whole lot of meals that my parents cooked, but I do remember chicken pot pie. Okay, so unfortunately, my pan I normally do this in is kind of dirty right now, so we're doing it in this. So I'm going to get my pan heated up here, and we're going to melt some butter. Now, typically I would have sauteed some onion up in this if I had any onion, but I used it all for my last recipe. So we're just going to pretend that we're sauteing onion with the butter, and then from there we'll get our flour and our salt and pepper stirred in. So I got a 1/3 cup of butter here. Oh good, burning butter, that's wonderful. Okay, round 2, clean that out, and we're starting with another 1/3 cup of butter, getting this melted, and then we'll do a 1/3 cup of flour. Okay, I'm just gonna add a 1/3 cup of flour. About a half a cup of milk here, and we're going to do about 2 cups of chicken broth to this. It's about 2 cups. Add that over there. We're going to keep this going like this until it is thick and bubbly, and while that's doing that, we're going to go ahead and make our pie crust. So I like to use my handheld strainer, put it on my bowl like this, and I do my 2 cups of flour. I'll leave that on the counter because you're going to need more of it later. And then we're just going to lightly hit the palm of your hand. This helps get all the little clumps out of the flour. It's going to sift it. Now if you have an actual sifter, you could use a sifter, but this is what I do. Then we do a teaspoon of salt. Get that in there. And then, so I like to use vegetable shortening. I use the Great Value brand. You can use Crisco if you want to. You could even use butter. I've used butter before. I'm not the biggest fan of it, so I like using the shortening. I think it tastes the best. The recipe that I use calls for 2/3 of a cup, but I usually do 3/4 because I accidentally did more than I was supposed to one time, and it turned out so much better. There's a YouTuber that I watch. She adds some vinegar to her pie crust, and she says it makes a big difference too, but I don't know how much she uses, so I'm gonna have to go and check out one of her videos that she makes her pie crust and see how much she actually uses, because I would like to try that. Let me know in the comments section down below if you use vinegar for your pie crust. Do you use pie crust or you do store-bought? All right, back over here. Our sauce is actually looking really thick and bubbly. It's exactly the consistency that I was looking for. So this is the point we're gonna add our chicken and our vegetables. So I think I cooked way more chicken than I actually needed to. It's all right, I could just save it for another recipe, or if I think I need to cut up some more, I can add to this. And then I've got our mixed vegetables. I thought I had an entire bag and apparently I don't, but this is fine. So I just dumped the vegetables in as frozen. You don't need to thaw them out or anything. They cook in the sauce, they cook in the oven, and it comes out looking perfect. I do wish that I had more vegetables though. Okay, we're gonna turn that off, take that off the heat. So I'm gonna add our shortening to our flour. So now you're gonna use your pastry blender to mix this all up. And the longer you do this, the better your pie crust tastes. If you don't have a pastry blender, you can use 2 forks if you need to. I've done that before. And then I ended up just getting one of these. I do about 10 tablespoons of cold water to mix up this flour, to make up this dough ball. It does make it a little sticky, but you're gonna add more flour anyway here in just a second, so it really doesn't matter. So I just kind of like to round out the dough with my hands like this, just kind of like folding it under like this. It makes a nice round ball. Nice floured surface. You have the rolling pin, and just roll back and forth. Then okay, so I have not perfected how to do that. That like never happens to me, and because I'm trying to record it, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, now we got our filling in here. Now I need to do the top part of our crust. So just pulled the pie out of the oven, and I'm just gonna let it sit for just a little bit. This is not actually burnt. This is just very nice golden brown. This is a homemade chicken pot pie. This is gonna be delicious. All right, y'all, that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and share with somebody you love, and don't forget to check out that playlist and give everybody else some love. We'll see you next time. Bye.